over a decade, Kennesaw State fans, faculty, and alumni dreamed of gridiron glory. On September 3rd, 2015, like a Disney fairy tale come true, the Owl Nation rejoiced. A 56-16 rout of East Tennessee State had the Owls howling. Football had come to KSU. The path from vision to victory had been a long one, but at last, Kennesaw State University could officially say, it's our time.
Are you ready for some football?
The future is, we will start football in the fall of 2015. It's our time. So when you start thinking about it, you see the promotion, it's our time, folks, okay?
Building a football program is a long-term, multi-layered task. In 2009, Dr. Daniel Papp decided it was time to see if the KSU dream could become a reality. He hired former Georgia coach and athletic director Vince Dooley to lead the charge.
The primary mission was to see if this was feasible, if this was really the right thing to do, if this was best for Kennesaw State.
We learned tremendous amounts of things from Coach Dooley, how to move forward in a step-by-step basis in the athletic arena, how to winnow the wheat from the chaff, if you will, from all of the different numbers that wind up coming forward.
I've just been reading your part of the committee report, and you and your committee members just did a superb job. Football presents perhaps a unique culture that will define an institution. It has a mascot. It has a color, as we see here with gold and black. It has a fight song.
Coach Dooley absolutely put his heart and soul and his expertise into it as well. Not only is he a Hall of Fame football coach, but also during his tenure as athletic director at UGA, the University of Georgia became one of the most profitable athletic departments in the country. So this was a man who A, knew football, and who B, knew business.
The University of Georgia, where I was a great part of, you hear people saying, how about them dogs? Well, maybe saying, how about them owls one of these days?
A football program would mean that full collegiate experience. You won't have to go to another school on the weekend to kind of experience that energy and that school spirit. You can go right outside your door and go watch the football game with your friends.
Next step, go out to the corporate and the foundation community, ask the corporate and foundation community for funds. Fifth Third Bank came forward.
The level of excitement from the community has been tremendous. We've had an opportunity to touch on many community leaders, not only in Cobb County, but throughout the state, who have reached out to us, really endorsing our support of this sponsorship.
With a state-of-the-art stadium already in place and Fifth Third Bank named the sponsor, all that remained was approval by the Board of Regents.
Mr. Williams, as you get set to go into this committee room, are you encouraged with the operations?
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited about today. Of course, we're always going to remain optimistic, and I think we've done everything we can do, and hopefully the Board of Regents will see that. So keep your fingers crossed.
I'm Randy Waters at the Trinity Washington building downtown, where the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia voted in favor in this room of letting Kennesaw State University add football to their athletic programs.
Woo! Mr. Williams, are you relieved or excited or both?
I am both. I am so excited right now. I am just elated, just blown away. And I think when you do things right like Kennesaw State, I think good things happen.
50 years after opening, 60,000 alums, nearly 25,000 current students, and one former school president can now celebrate.
I can just picture brisk fall days, our team on the field, the stadium overflowing with students and community, mingling together, sharing moments of excitement, pride, sharing in an event that binds you together. Go Owls!
What time is it? What time is it?
The Owl Nation was now flying at light speed. Meetings were scheduled with community leaders.
I think that KSU football goes far beyond the people that are in the stands. It's an opportunity for KSU to sort of fly the flag and have a lot of exposure throughout our community and our region, even nationally.
Athletic department officials began planning stadium upgrades.
360's got quite a history in stadium renovations, going back to some work that we've done at Tulsa and Nebraska, and now most recently at Mississippi State and the University of Washington. So it's something that we're constantly doing in the college market.
Blueprints were designed for the new facilities.
We're here outside what's going to be the home of the Kennesaw State football program. The coaches are going to be moving in soon. Let's go inside and see what's going on. What we have here are 3 completely separate suites that we have converted into one big suite.
Williams was under pressure to find the right coach.
We're impacting lives. And these individuals, what I brought to you, are people that sort. And this coach is going to have to be off the field for 2 years. Okay, so this is a lot of like this. Now, I mean, it's going to be a lot of contact.
After an exhaustive search, Williams found his man.
We want to make you the first football coach at Kennesaw State. You like that, huh? Yeah, we're excited. Yeah, I'm fired up. I am fired up.
On March 24th, 2013, the announcement was made.
What I like to do is formally introduce to you the first football coach for your Kennesaw State Owls, Brian Bohannon.
Brian Bohannon, a coach with deep roots in the state of Georgia, assumed the task of building the Kennesaw State program. Bohannon grew up on the football fields of Georgia. His father, Lloyd Bohannon, was legendary as Griffin High School's football coach. Brian played at the University of Georgia.
Snap to Zaire. Zaire fires. Complete to Bohannon. He got away. Touchdown! Kid 5'11", 181, a junior out of Griffin.
He started his coaching career at Georgia Southern with Paul Johnson, followed him to Navy, and then on to Georgia Tech.
I'm really happy for Brian and Melanie and their family, really excited. He's been a big part of our success for the last 15 years or so. And, you know, we're going to miss him, but I'm sure he'll do a good job at Kennesaw.
I was nervous, excited, every emotion you can imagine.
My impression of the day is that my man won the day.
He's at the right age, got a great support family. He comes from good stock with his daddy, who was a very successful coach, and he's excited to be here.
I understand the ins and outs of football in the state. I understand the high school coaches in this state, and I'm going to tell you, if you're going to be successful in football in the South, especially in the state of Georgia, you need to understand the culture you're dealing with, and that's a big deal.
This is a special place. This is a place you want to be because something special's going on here. And that was the aha moment.
From the very moment it was announced that we were going to, or even considering football at Kennesaw State, Brian Bohannon got in touch with me and says, I want that job. I want to be a part of that.
Owl Nation, it's time. It is our time. And I'm greatly appreciative of the opportunity that everybody involved has given me today.
Brian Bohannon was now head football coach at a university where he had no assistants, no players, no conference, no opponents, no offices, and few facilities.
That could be the weight room.
Right, that could be where we could store the
the tables and such.
Yes, very good.
There's a lot more decisions that I have to make now than I did the 17 years as an assistant. You know, I also realized you look at things differently from this chair than you do from the chair 2 seats down that I've been in for 17 years.
The first order of business, put together a coaching staff. Bohannon chose Grant Chesnut as his offensive coordinator and Brian Newberry to run the defense.
He and I have just had a running dialogue about where we can evolve in offensive terms, and I think both he and I are extremely excited about the dynamic offense that we'll be able to put out on the field here at Kennesaw State.
We're going to be multiple on defense, and the thing I'm excited about is being able to recruit and build this thing from the ground up.
Over the next 2 months, Bohannon would hire 5 more coaches who all shared his vision of building a winning program from the ground up. Every day brought new challenges.
That first week, especially, first 2 weeks, we had 2 weeks office before we went out on the road. We were in a different office every day. We were a mobile office. We had a bag with some stuff in it, and we just moved around to wherever they had space. We are writing history. Every day we're writing history. Every day we're getting a step closer to that first game in 2015.
The staff is young but experienced and has coached and played with high-caliber NFL talent like Detroit superstar Calvin Johnson.
In my sophomore year, I was the only underclassman that was really playing. And I think our front 4 on defense that year, all of them were in the league, and the 2 linebackers I played beside, Phil Wither and Gary Glanton, they both were in the league.
Bowen spent 2012 working under Urban Meyer at Ohio State.
We had 4 seniors last season, and 2 of them got drafted.
All of Bohannon's coaches left good jobs for the challenge of starting the Owls program.
We've done a good job of bringing a lot of kids on campus, you know, trying to get them to see what we call the best kept secret in the South.
History was made on September 4th when Kennesaw football made the official announcement of a conference connection.
Learn more at Big South Sports and Leaders Through Athletics.
I am just overjoyed that we have a conference to play in, and it's the Big South. I feel it's a great conference for us.
I'm convinced that they're going to be successful at the FCS level and going to be a great addition to the Big South Conference.
You know, everywhere you go, everybody, who y'all playing? You know, what's your schedule going to be? That's always a big topic, so now a good portion that's out there.
For months, the football coaches had used the luxurious offices of Fifth Third Bank as their headquarters. Finally, after months of effort from Scott Whitlock and the football director of operations, Jay Bailey, it was moving day. The coaches would now have a permanent home.
Getting everything packed up, it's a great day for Kennesaw State football. Kennesaw State football, baby. Good stuff. Nice. Certainly smells good. Fresh paint, carpet. He's got the all-important coffee pot.
For 5 months we've been working hard to get in this building, and the day has finally come. October 17th, 2013, we're in the new building, and another day has started, and we'll start for another week next week.
The friendly atmosphere amongst the coaches is clear as they settle into their new offices.
These are the offices you get when you're DC, when you got coordinator tag behind your name.
I think you got a coordinator tag behind your name too, don't you?
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
Y'all know I like you and y'all boys.
He's downplaying himself.
Hey, Tom, that's the way you do it, man. Especially when you're old like me.
I've been here, I think, the 3rd longest, and they still don't know who I am. I don't have a name tag yet. Maybe one of these days I'll get on Coach Newberry, DC's level, and Coach Klein, recruiting coordinator. I think you need a coordinator title for a name tag.
The new digs, however, can create new pressures.
The biggest point of pride is when we started here, we were very small, but we were very good. And now we're big, and we're still very good. I'm gonna walk into Bohannon's office for those to set them on the table. Hey, here we go. Oh, you would purposely bring that over here.
You got 2 years, boss. There you go. There you go, I'm gone.
Scott Whitlock told me, you're good as long as you win or tie. It's all good. I'll talk to you. You know, you lose. Well, I might not talk to you for 2 or 3 days.
The full court press was now beginning. Coaches could study recruiting game films, and Coach Bohannon could get out into the community.
Tomorrow you got to go to the Cobb Chamber breakfast, and then you got to go down to the Touchdown Club of Atlanta for lunch, then leave there and go to Macon and do the Touchdown Club at Macon.
And when he was not speaking, Bohannon was out looking at recruits.
There you see Coach Bohannon, the new head coach at Kennesaw State. Excited to have another football team here in the state of Georgia.
I think his recruit probably texts him right now. He's laughing with a smile on his face.
He just got a 5-star guy just now.
Yes, he got a 5-star guy.
While recruiting is always a priority, Bohannon would soon learn where the Owls would play their first game. He and Director of Athletics Vaughn Williams got on a charter airplane to Johnson City, Tennessee for the big announcement.
History will be made on September 3rd, 2015 at 7:30 p.m. as the East Tennessee State University football team plays its first game. Our opponent will be Kennesaw State, and the game will be played at Kermit-Tipton Stadium.
After the contracts were signed for the first game with East Tennessee State, a countdown clock to KSU's first ever kickoff was revealed.
You're working towards that first ball game, and now it's real, it's in place, and we're really excited about it.
You know, we're going to compete against each other on that particular day and try to beat each other. And then after that, we're going to share with each other to help each other out because we're both going through the exact same thing right now.
Yeah, no doubt. I think the greatest thing is it's a chance to put your mark on a program. You know, I think you go through your career and you look at all the things, hey, I would like to do this, or I wish we'd have done that. Well, now you get the opportunity to make your mark, and I think it's unique when you do it from scratch.
The countdown clock, 656 days to game time, 7:30, September 3rd. Putting the pen on the paper, it is official.
Before flying back to Kennesaw, Bohannon stopped by Steve Spurrier Field. That's where KSU's first game would be played. His mind was already in game mode.
Telling you guys we're riding over here, I was just thinking about this being the first football game and we're on the road, and the support from Kennesaw State and Cobb County. And I know there's going to be a great crowd and a lot of black and gold out here on that first football game.
As Bohannon pondered the future, his assistants were back home caught up in the present. They were in their cars, hitting the recruiting trail.
Back on the road today, heading up northwest Georgia, Calhoun, Adairsville, Cartersville. See if we can find some players today. We'll hit highways, dirt roads, local roads, climb over mountains. We're gonna scour this whole state for the best talent out there to help us get a winning football program.
Heading up to North Georgia, doing a little recruiting, try to find some players. I want to see a few kids we know about already, but also just kind of beat the bushes a little bit. We got the cab to Augusta to Savannah, that big triangle there, about 140 schools. Really just excited to get out and go find some future Owls. A lot of excitement right now in the whole state with Kennesaw State football, so excited to get back out and see everybody.
Out to the four corners of Georgia they would go, preaching the Owl Nation gospel.
Everything here is first, and that's a big part of what we're selling. So when these young men come on the field, they'll be the first to ever put a Kennesaw State helmet on. They'll be the first to wear the black and gold on a Saturday afternoon. They'll be the first to walk into a classroom representing the brand new football team.
In February of 2014, with the dinging sound of a fax machine printing the first scholarship signees, Bohannon's Owl's Nest will begin to fill.
It's a great day. It's the first ever signing class at Kennesaw State. We're going to have football players now.
On February 5th, 2014, High School Signing Day would showcase the fruits of their labor.
How fired up are you?
I am fired up. Let's go. When you've invested the time and energy that we have and effort that we have in recruiting these kids, and then you get to this day, you know, there's a little bit of anxiety, but it's also a great day for Kennesaw State.
It's almost a year of our staff working hard to recruit the best players in the country, and we feel we got them.
Anticipation built as the moment approached.
Well, I can tell you, I've never been through it like this. This is unique. The excitement and the energy going on here today is unlike any other I've been around.
At promptly 7 a.m., the bell rang on the fax machine. The first owl was in the nest.
First signee, Chandler Burks.
All right! The first owl was quickly joined by others. The nest began to fill.
Jake McKenzie.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Big Z. Yeah. Melvin the Thrill Hill. Simeon Burton. Corey Thomas. Anthony Gore. Braylon Young. Luther Jones. Renzo Adger. Joseph Alexander.
He's a big grizzly bear. University of Miami, as in the U, made a run at him last night, and he stayed firm with his commitment to Kennesaw State.
This foundation class has been real. We know it. Everybody out there is going to know it. This is a great class. Proud of everybody in here, really am.
This class is historic, and on top of that, it is a very talented class with unbelievably great football players, great students, great individuals, and just really, really unbelievably great men to play football here at Kennesaw State.
That evening, if only for a moment, Brian Bohannon, Vaughn Williams, and the entire Owl Nation could take time to celebrate.
Thank you very much. It's been an awesome day for Kennesaw State football. 29 awesome signees in the first ever signing class. It's been a long day, but a great day. It's coming to a close. I'm worn out. I'm ready to go home and get a good night's sleep. But what a great culmination to a lot of hard work for our staff, and really proud of what we accomplished.
Come behind the line. As soon as that long whistle go, you go.
On the field, teaching players is where football coaches find their passion.
This hand out, okay, dip, and then you're going to rip right through his arm. What I'm looking for is to see who's going to finish through the cone and who's going to pull up. I want to see how well you can catch the ball and you can get downhill.
As the program leader, head coach Brian Bohannon needs to establish staff chemistry. He's built a young but experienced tech-savvy staff that understands today's student athletes.
I think the great thing about today is this is the first time that the football staff is together. We all got on our game gear, and it's the first time together. All the hiring's done, all the preliminary work to get this football program going. We got a great staff here.
Wide receivers coach Mike Daniels lettered 4 years at Cincinnati and was a grad assistant for now Notre Dame coach Brian Kelly's 2009 12-0 Sugar Bowl team.
Playing at Cincinnati was a great deal for me. It was a great experience. I played for 3 head coaches while at Cincinnati, one being Rick Minner, one being Mark D'Antonio, and the last was Brian Kelly while at Cincinnati, and really learned a lot from them all. But from Brian Kelly, it was a joy being able to see how things are done.
Cornerbacks coach Chris Bland was an assistant on East Carolina's 2009 Conference USA Championship team and helped lead the Pirates to 2 straight bowl games.
It was amazing. It was thrilling. It was the first time that I was a part of something like that, and just to, be in the room with those guys and the preparation leading up to that Conference USA Championship and how everybody stayed focused. It wasn't a panic mode, but we did have a sense of urgency. We knew we had to get it done, and we knew we had the team that could win that championship.
Each assistant has a unique background and skill set.
I grew up 45 minutes up the road, so I grew up in Calhoun, Georgia. So I always knew about Kennesaw State, had friends that attended Kennesaw State, and knew that we talked about it 10 years ago. If they got a football team, they're gonna be booming.
I think I bring a uniqueness to the defensive side of the ball, coaching on the offensive side of the football for over 4 years. I think that's going to be unique for us to know, and especially from a defensive ends coach, I kind of know pass protections and the way teams like to block you and different things.
Having been at a smaller school, when you're there, you have to wear a lot of different hats, whether it's doing the laundry or, running the scout team, breaking film down, game planning, taking care of academics.
Okay, you're going to have one for the front, one for the back, and what position?
Running back.
Running back, okay. Now, around the corner, they're going to have height weight.
It's a great day. It's another day of history. You know, this is the first ever tryout at Kennesaw State University for the football program, so it's another day making history.
Took a year off. I'm gonna be a horse before the end of the day.
Because people were saying I was fast, catching the ball, running fast, so due to tryouts, because the football team's coming. So I was like, okay, that seems cool. Let's do it.
I was trying to play Division I football. I shattered my collarbone to the point where they had to rebuild it with a metal screw. After that, the D1 offers kind of went out the door. Get back.
I played at Jacksonville State one semester, came back home and decided I wanted to stay here.
Let's go, touch, finish.
I mean, when you watch the NFL Combine, you know, you think 4-4 or nothing, so, I mean, I train for at least a 4-2, 4-3, but.
Good. Touch, here we go, good. Transfer, let's go. Go, finish.
Man, I was pleasantly surprised with not only the effort and the attitude, but the athleticism that showed up at Kennesaw State today.
For us coaches, it was nice to be on the field. That's what we enjoy doing, and that's what it's about. And that was a great part about today as well.
For Kennesaw State football, every day presents a new first. But there were few days that offered as many firsts as August 15th. It was the first day that the first signees moved into the first dorms and became the first Owls football team.
Yeah, it's been a long process, and it's a lot like game day. You know, it was the calm before the storm, and now they're all moving in at one time today and trying to get ready for the team meeting this afternoon. But I'm about halfway done already this morning with the guys checking in and moving in the dorms.
Defensive lineman Luther Jones was moving from the small North Georgia mountain town of Blairsville to his new home in the big city.
Most important thing in this whole thing, the Bible, right there. In case you ever get lonely or anything, you always got him with you. This is my boy Will Cape. This is another one of my roommates, Avery Easton. He's a ugly offensive lineman. I hope Coach Caritzi don't see this.
This is the first time I've ever taken this anywhere, so I don't really know how to put it back together.
Bittersweet. It's a little sad. But he's not too far away. We can come see him.
And it's bittersweet. It's sad you got to leave your parents, but the quicker I get started, the quicker I get to be successful in life.
Welcome to the first ever team meeting at Kennesaw State University for football. It's unbelievable. It's a great day. There's been a lot of history making that has gone on at this university, but today is the day.
With his team safely in its nest, Owls head coach Brian Bohannon could finally prepare his team for yet another first. Day one of practice.
We're Kennesaw State Owls, all right? Yeah. Let's get it done. We got to start this thing off. It's our first practice ever. Let's start a legacy. All right, eat on three. 1, 2, 3.
A large contingent of media was on hand to watch the Owls fly.
Sprint out. 1 foot. Let's go. Here we go. Hey, keep good body positions, eh? That's it. Shuffle. Don't quit. Here we go. Sink, grab. Guys, do not round the edges. Start turn. All right, start turn. That's the difference between a first down and 4th and 1. Then shuffle, get base. Good base. Go. Better pad level. Get your pads down. Turn and go. Good. Go. Get out. Put your butt down. Get your hands up. Run. Go. Better. Gotta bend your knees. Nice job, Justin. Go. As a group, we didn't do what we were supposed to do over the summer.
At the beginning, energy, effort, enthusiasm was good, right? So then as we went, we got a little tired, and then the little things came into play. Here's what I'm going to harp on every day. Y'all put your eyes on. Touching the line is a big deal. Putting the right hand on the line is a big deal. Running through the line is a big deal. Because little things make big things happen.
when I committed in July of 2013, I was just waiting for this day, and it just flew by. And I know that when we play East Tennessee State here in a few years, it'll be here before I know it. So out here today was one step closer to that day, and we're just going to keep taking it day by day.
For a new program, every day seems like Christmas. Every piece of equipment from helmets to pads to sideline markers arrive daily. And finally, strength and conditioning coach Jim Carizzi sees his weight room take shape.
Press it up, block it. Good, that's what, see how that top end extension, that's what we're looking for. There it is. Okay, so if you can go up a few pounds, and if you can hit under 10 reps, hit some more reps. Squeeze, up and squeeze. Good. Ain't always gonna be easy, Big Joe. Come back down, let's go. We're gonna get a little competition in. The rope, come on.
Their aggressions now at full throttle. It was time for the players to strap on helmets and pads and get serious.
Well, do it, AJ.
Every player knows them simply as Oklahoma drills. In football jargon, it's where you find out who shows toughness. With the first game still 375 days away, the coaches push the players as if kickoff is this week. Inside the team meetings, all coaches are educating their young owls.
We've got to be accountable for the little things we're doing that are preventing us from being great, preventing us from moving forward.
The screw affects everybody. Changes what he does, changes what the wheel does, changes the mic's drop.
If I don't get the ball before I get to the numbers, once I get outside the numbers, I'm just going to look it up.
Now, how many mental errors do we have on this play? 2, right, from us. Did you play hard? Right? How many yards did you get? Right? You can make up for it by playing hard.
So for the first 2 steps, we're trying to what, guys? We're just trying to sell the run. So what kind of block is it for 2 steps? It's a base block for 2 steps.
Forcing inside, punch that outside number, Jace over the top, nobody blocking.
Read that via the neck. What that via the neck do?
It goes down.
Go down, so I should be right off his butt.
So I don't want to be behind the quarterback. Y'all got me. When I hook that thing up, I start downhill. All right, then once I get about even with the line of scrimmage, then I'm gonna hook it up.
Does everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Everybody got me?
Looks good.
Everybody playing hard. Whenever we play hard, we got a shot, guys.
Still 1 year away from their home opener, Coach Brian Bohannon's team prepares for practice.
Get up off the ground.
It's time for the Owls to show their talents inside Fifth Third Bank Stadium.
It's different when we go to the stadium. It needs to be turned up. The kids are excited when they come here and scrimmage and practice. They like the environment. So we really talked about protecting the nest.
baby! It's down, baby! It's down, baby! It's down, baby! Man, 803, 1, 2, 3!
Come on, oh, let's go, goal, let's go! You better be bang, right here, right? You better get extensions, okay? Right? Only thing we're working on is technique and form right here, okay?
We're trying to get the feel of the game because the speed of the game in college is a lot higher and a lot faster as it is in high school. So we're trying to make that transition from high school to college, and the coaching staff's done a great job of that.
There's nothing like game conditioning. And what these guys are learning is for 2 or 3 plays, they're pretty good. After that, they get awful tired.
But we can't correct your effort. It's non-negotiable. You play hard every snap.
We know where we want to go, right? We know the standard that we want to be at, right? Hey, keep fighting, all right? Phase 2 is going to be exciting.
Phase 1 is complete. Where you at, Taylor Hinkle? Come on, Taylor, break this down. Let's go. Come on, Tyler. Hey, family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family.
As the sun lights up the shining new goalpost and the black and gold cathedral, Kennesaw football calls home. 15 years of the Owls' field of dreams are being realized.
We are evaluating effort, attitude, and toughness today. Eat!
It's another great day in the history of this football program. The second signing class is going to be a little different than the first, but we're excited about today with the addition of some new Owls to the nest. And the great thing about these guys is they're walking in and have a chance to run out on the field for the first time ever in the history of the school. And I think that makes it even more exciting.
Overall feeling is it's an unbelievably, tremendously talented class. Small class, about 8 to 9 high school guys. All of them fill some needs that we may have not hit in last year's class and should help us immediately on the field this fall.
And our staff, we knew it when the ball dropped for 2015, we were now in game mode. As far as getting ready to play our first game, everything we do now is on a normal schedule as far as getting ready to play a season, and I know our staff and our players are extremely excited about that.
March 28th, 2015, the very first black and gold spring game took place before fans, friends, and family.
Here we are at the time of our first spring football game. We're really excited.
Let's go!
It's one of these things that, we went stage by stage, step by step, and it is finally here.
And I'm excited because of the excitement of everybody else. It looks like it's the most organized first event that I've ever seen.
We got a young football team, but we got a lot of very coachable kids who want to, and so we got a chance. We just got to keep working.
It's 40-something practice we've had going against one another, but it helps to have the crowd and a little bit of energy out here, and so they came out ready to go.
I'm proud of our kids. They've made a ton of progress.
For us to come out and execute to what we did today, I think it gives our guys a ton of confidence, and I know we're going to grow from there to get where we want to go.
You got to see the things you did well and build on that.
So I'm proud of them. I'm proud of where we're going. I'm proud of our staff. It was great to see everybody out today and the fans, and I thought it was a great day for Kennesaw State football.
There was no let-up going into fall camp. The long-time dream would soon become a reality.
Hey, what are y'all doing? Y'all know what time it is.
As fall camp came to a close, the focus turns to the season opener. September 2nd, 2015. Roughly 15 years after the dream began and exactly 655 days after the initial game was announced, Brian Bohannon's Kennesaw State Owls began boarding buses for their first official game.
I'm just ready to get this thing rolling, get them on the bus, get up there, and get to game time tomorrow night.
Seems like the other day we have a countdown clock, and we thought it was on 365 days, and now tomorrow it's game time finally.
Well, I had to get my scouting report out. That way I could study it on the bus.
What scares me, I guess, just the fear of the unknown a little bit. When you're going in to play a team that's starting a program, you don't know what you're going to see.
The 5-hour bus ride to Johnson City, Tennessee, gave players and coaches time to reflect on the tasks that lie ahead.
And I don't think emotion's going to be a problem. I think controlling emotions are going to be a problem.
The following morning at 9 a.m., it was back on the buses for the ride and walkthrough of Steve Spurrier Field.
When we're doing walkthroughs, I just think of my scoop tracks, pad level footwork, and other things that I've been taught to do.
The moment is kind of surreal, like it's here, but it hasn't hit yet that we're actually about to play tonight. But everybody's excited, man. We pumped up, trying not to get too high but not too low at the same time.
For the walkthrough, I'm pretty much looking for landmarks and trying to find the hashes and the end zone lines and things like that, kind of get a mental picture of the field.
And our job is to what? To come here and do our job and win the ball game, right? So all this stuff are what I call circumstances, right? So I'm not going to let what? I'm not letting the circumstances of anything going on here today to affect our job.
The support staff was beginning its long day. Equipment manager Dan Glenn and his staff were at the field 5 hours early, making sure every helmet and jersey was in its proper place.
When that bus stops, I actually kind of start to panic a little bit. What do we need to do? Trying to remember what I need for each trunk, but I don't think we forgot anything.
At 5:15, the players arrived and would see their opening night uniforms for the first time. 90 minutes before kick, the trainers begin taping. An hour before kickoff, the Owls are on the field, stretching, running, and getting in last-minute reps. 15 minutes before kick, last-minute words of inspiration. 5 minutes before kick, KSU wins the toss and chooses to defer. Then, as the opening kick soared through the air, Kennesaw State officially became a member of the NCAA Football Nation. East Tennessee State would take a quick lead, but it didn't take the Owls long to spread their wings.
Keeper. Got it.
And Bowen in motion. Now White going to keep it himself. He's going to take it to the house for a touchdown. 7-yard touchdown run for Trey White. And that, friends, is the first ever Kennesaw State touchdown. Micah Reed in motion, Chaston Bennett. Back to throw now is White. Guns it near side, got a man wide open, Sumter, and he's gone. 40, 35, 30, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. I don't see any laundry on the field either.
No laundry.
Sexton with 3 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. As Sexton takes the snap, here comes a heavy rush. Ball is picked off. That'll be an Owl touchdown. And a huge turnover. The first pick 6 by an Owl. How about that? White with a man in motion. Takes the snap, gives it to Shivers. Shivers surges his way in, touchdown. And it isn't Shivers, it's Jay Bowen. And with 9:17 left to go in the third, the Owls have stretched the lead out to 35-13. And now the pitch play, boy, that was well read. And now it opens up into the secondary. Gone. All the way to the end zone, touchdown. Wow. My goodness, it's 41-13. McKenzie takes the snap, the option goes to the left. He's going to cut it back, and Jake will take it to the house, touchdown. Jake McKenzie, a 7-yard touchdown run, put the exclamation point on this one.
When the final gun sounded on the 56-16 shellacking of the Buccaneers, it was pandemonium in the post-game locker room.
There's some people back home that are waiting on the Owl.
Coach Bohannon, first game as a head coach, needs the game ball.
it's just so happy, and it's been a long 4 years, but you know, you do this to impact people, to impact a university, and just so thankful that I'm here.
For Kennesaw State, our time has arrived. The Owls have shown they can fly with the nation's elite. And for the football program, the future is now.
I want to sing the fight song one time. And I want them to hear it back home. Here we go. Get it going. Let's go.